Alright, today in this video, I'm going to show you how to find stocks that go up 100% in one day. Alright, so in this video, we will discuss why some stocks go parabolic. Number two, why trade fast-moving stocks. And then lastly, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to build your own scanner to find these stocks that go up 100% in one day. All right. So here's an example. LVRO, it went from 55 cents to $1.49 in one day on January 2, 2026. It went up by 171%. Here's another one. INBS. It went up from $4.65 at the start of the market to $12.94. That's a 178% increase on December 31, 2025. And then here's the last example, MIGI. It went up from $6.76 per share to 15.59 per share, a 131% increase on December 11, 2025. Now, why do stocks go parabolic, or why do some stocks go parabolic? Well, first, a stock can undergo like a reverse split. So, meaning, like for example, in order for a stock to be in the Nasdaq or to be in NY NYSE, the price has to be $1 and above. And if the price of the stock is below $1, so the solution, they there's a chance that that stock will get delisted, right? And so in order to prevent getting delisted, well, they have to fix the business and so on. But if they can't do that, right, they can do what is known as a reverse split. So a typical stock, right, will do a split because the price has gone up a lot, and to help the retail investors. So for example, let's say Tesla's price went up to 1,000, or the last time Tesla's price went to $1,000, they did a 5-to-1 split, if I remember correctly. So now the stock's price went down to $200 per share. Right? Now, a reverse split is the exact opposite of that. So let's say the price of the stock has gone down to $1, and they're afraid that what if the price of the stock goes below $1, then they can do a reverse split. And so let's say the shares outstanding is 1 million shares at $1 per share, right? Meaning the market capitalization is $1 million, right? Now, when they do a reverse split, let's say they do a 10-for-1 split, meaning a 1:10 split, right? Then the float, instead of having 1 million shares, right? Now they will have 100,000 shares, right? And so the market capitalization remains the same because the price of the stock now has gone from $1 to $10, right? Now, if a stock has very limited float like that, right? It went from 1 million shares to 100,000, or it went from 10 million shares to 100,000 shares, or 100 million shares to 1 million shares. Let's say they do a 100:1 reverse split, which can happen, right? Then guess what? You have significantly lower float. And when there's a news or a catalyst, and this is very true, for example, for some biotech stocks, like a new drug came out, they just did a reverse split. Therefore, well, let's say 6 months prior, they did a reverse split. The float has gone down considerably. And then all of a sudden, their new drug, there's positive news in it, right? Then guess what? There's significantly higher volume, right? And then combined with significantly lower float, guess what? Right? It's law of supply and demand. This is why the price can now go parabolic, right? So now the question is, why should you trade this fast-moving stocks? Well, if there's a stock, right, that you're able to find, it goes up by 178%. What if you can only capture like 50% of that move? What if you only capture 30% of that move, right? Then you can literally make, 20, 30, even 60% gain in one day, right? What will that do, for your portfolio, right? Kind of like a boost, right? It will give your investment portfolio a boost, or if you do day trading, I mean, this is the perfect way to day trade, right? You want a fast moving stock that will give you a high return. And then some of you, maybe you want to go short, right? And in general, right, a stock that has gone up 100% or more, right? It will do a mean reversion, right? It will go back to the mean, and therefore that can be a shorting opportunity, right? So now now if this video has benefited you, like this video and subscribe. It will not cost you anything, and it will help me. Uh, uh, you know, it will tell me that a video like this is what you want, right? And I will produce more videos like this. All right. Now, how do you build a scanner, right? So here's how you can build a scanner. So number one, right? I did this on Robinhood. I did this on Webull. I did this on Think or Swim. You can do this with your broker platform. Like the example I'm going to show here is the example on Robinhood, right? So you click plus, so it will ask you to create a list, right? You click the plus icon there, right? And then you choose create screener. Okay, instead of create watch list, you choose create screener. Then step number two, now the screener will show you many different options, right? So choose custom screener. It will show you daily price jump, companies that have earnings, etc., etc. You choose custom screener. And then, the two things that are important to me, right, is you choose relative volume more than 3x. Because again, remember, so volume is the current demand for the stock, right? Now, relative volume, now the volume that they report is the average, let's say over a 3-month period, right? Now, if the relative volume, meaning the volume for the day, right, relative to the average volume is more than 3x. In fact, I would prefer, stocks that are 5 times, meaning the regular volume, let's say, is a million, but you have demand of 5 million, right? That's what you want, right? But with Robinhood, I can only put like more than 3x. When I try the custom range, it kind of doesn't work. I don't want a upper limit to the relative volume, right? So what I found specifically for Robinhood, if you just click more than 3x, it's good enough, right? And then you want the price to be moving up. See, these stocks that have gone parabolic, okay, in the first few minutes of the trading day, their price would have already jumped up. And if you look for stocks that have jumped up by 10% or more, combined with, let's say 5x relative volume, then you got yourself a likelihood that you will have a stock that is going parabolic, right? Or is about to go parabolic, right? So the scanner is ready. That's it. 3 steps. Now you have a scanner, right? And the scanner that I did for today as I record this video, right? It gave me all the stocks, LVRO giving 142%, percent change for just one day. So think about that, right? And look at the relative volume, 22 times the normal. And we even have MKDW with 108 times the normal volume. Think about that, right? Those are what you want, right? You have high volume, right? That's the demand. And then you have lower float, right? And then the price has already gone up, right? Then it will attract more and more people, right? To buy that stock because the price has gone up. And when you have a stock like that, then it can go 100% in one day, right? Now, last year, 2025, the US investing champion in the stock division made over 1,358% in 12 months. If you're interested to find out how he did it, click on the next video.